Hello, 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 and welcome to my fishing guide. This is also my very first video on this channel, so it would be greatly appreciated if you can drop a like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into the guide. There are two ways to get a fishing rod in Rust. The first one is to craft one at a tier 1 workbench for 200 wood and 2 feet of rope. The second way to get a fishing rod is to go to the fisherman NPC at the fishing village and do his quest. The quest is really easy. All you have to do is go get some tackle from a tackle box that spawns close by to the fishing village and bring it back to him. It takes like a couple minutes at most. You get a fishing rod and 15 grubs from that quest. You can pretty much fish anywhere in Rust that has a large body of water, but some of the main notable points are fishing village for its safety, swamps and rivers for its yellow perch and catfish, oil rig if you want to get a blue card from gutting fish like salmon and small sharks, and then underwater labs for its safety and for the orange roughy. Now on to how to fish. To fish, you first make sure that there is enough bait in the fishing rod, then you hold right click and move it around until the bobber goes blue. If you're too close, it will be red and you can't fish. Once it's blue, you press left click and you can let go of right click, and then you wait for the bobber to go down, or another thing, if you get a bite. Once you get a bite, you see that the fish starts to pull away, and if you look away from the fish, the line snaps. So you have to keep an eye on the fish. Now that the fish has bit, you can use left mouse to reel it in, and as you reel it in, you can see the rod will start to shake and you will hear creaking sounds. As soon as you see the rod start to shake, let go of left mouse button and wait for it to return back to normal. See, as we're doing here. If you let it shake too much, the line will break and you'll lose the fish and bait. One thing I recommend doing is always holding A or D to pull the fish to one side. You can see if we hold A and left mouse button, we pull it to the right, hold A and left mouse button, hold to left, D and mouse button to the right. And you want to try and keep it in the center of your screen. So pull it back. There we go. Small trout. Another thing, if the fish goes behind a surface, the line will break. As you're reeling it in, if the fish isn't coming in, it will eventually tire out, and you'll be able to reel it in quite a bit ways. See, it's tired now, it's not really moving, so you can reel it in, and then it starts moving again. Now we're going to be talking about the different types of bait and fish in Rust. There is a ton of different baits in Rust. Like, this is the list here, it's really long. But I'm going to talk about what's a good bait and what's not a good bait, and how to tell between them. Now, I consider good bait to be something that can be used to catch big fish, which we will get into later. First of all, let's take grubs for an example. They have a bait size of 3, which isn't enough to guarantee a big fish catch, but they have a bait stack size of 3, which means they can stack up to catch big fish. So they're good. Berries, on the other hand, have a bait size of 0.05, so they are not able to stack up to get a big fish, which makes them bad. Now on to the fish. There's a good amount of fish in the game, and we'll talk about what makes a fish good. One of the main rules you can go by to tell if a fish is good is how much it sells for at the fishing village. You can see shark and salmon sell for a good amount, which means they are good fish. Another way to tell if a fish is good is by its bait size. Take small trout for an example. It has a bait size of 10, which means it can be used to guarantee another salmon or shark. Another good way to go is The last way to tell if a fish is good is by gutting it. If the fish has, "You'll never know what you find in this mouth" in the description, then you know that it's good for gutting because you'll get a good amount of fish meat, and you can also find stuff like blue cards and pistol ammo. So, in conclusion, a good bait is something that can catch a large fish, and a good fish is something that can be sold for a lot, gutted for good stuff, and also used as bait to catch other big fish. Each fishing village has a vending machine where you can trade fish for scrap. The best trade that you can do is 2 shark for a base value of 90 scrap, which means it's 45 scrap per shark. Another good trade is 2 salmon for 55 scrap at the base value. Instead of trading your small trout into 30 scrap, which is horrible value for 5 of them, you could use them as bait and turn them into small sharks or salmon to get a much better value. With your leftover fish, you can either store them in a box for later, if you go out fishing again, so they can be turned into more scrap, or you can gut them to see if you can get a blue card, some pistol ammo, or just to get the fish meat. If you only put 2 grubs into the fishing rod slot at a time, you can get up to 3 more big fish from 15 grubs. That's the amount of grubs that you would get from the fishing NPC. This is because grubs have a bait size of 3, but a bait stack of 3 as well. Meaning that the max, if you put all of them into the fishing rod, equals out to a bait size of 9 each catch. Although big fish only need 5 bait to be caught guaranteed, and 3 bait size of 3 for a small trout, but that only has a chance. If you keep getting knocked into the water by the people at Fishing Village, then you can either stand on the ladder so that it makes it harder for people to see you and to push you off, or you can stand on something higher to make it harder for people to get on your head and push you off. One thing is you can alt look without having the line break. And that's it for my basic guide on fishing in Rust. Thank you for watching to the end, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See ya!